Retirement is beckoning for President Mwai Kibaki. He is constitutionally barred from seeking an extension of his stay at State House after serving his 2 5-year terms, and so the race to succeed him is on, with the list of men and women eyeing the country's top job growing by the day. Months to the general election, some of the presidential hopefuls are crossing their fingers that Kibaki will declare them his preferred successor. But why the scramble for Kibaki's endorsement?
There is this general belief that if the incumbent endorses you, it's like he's passing to you his entire support, like a bag of potatoes being given to you. But history has shown us that the reverse is true. In the case of Moi, he endorsed one Uhuru Kenyatta, but Uhuru failed.
In the run-up to the 2002 general election, retired President Daniel Arap Moi endorsed Uhuru Kenyatta, then a political greenhorn, as his preferred successor. Kenyatta was promptly dubbed the Moi Project.
Ningependelea wananchi kuongozwa ni Uhuru Kenyatta.
His bid hit a snag after a thorough whitewashing at the hands of the then NARC candidate Mwai Kibaki. Now the shoe is on the other foot. Will Kibaki anoint his preferred successor?
Mwai Kibaki will not endorse anybody. The record must reflect that. He'll not endorse anybody straight and say that my candidate is so and so. But what he will do is that he will use the people around him to weave a project for one of his favorite candidates.
Some of the presidential hopefuls have, through their supporters on various occasions, piled pressure on Kibaki to endorse them. But in his usual style of politics, the Othaya lawmaker has maintained a studious silence on the issue.
They say that silence annoys even the devil himself. The devil gets very annoyed by people who keep quiet. Mwai Kibaki is one politician who is permanently silent. And we must learn to read his silence, because in his silence he's saying very many things. So when you listen to Kibaki, what is important is not what he says, but what is important is what he does not say.
There is an assumption that Deputy Prime Minister Uhuru Kenyatta was President Kibaki's heir presumptive, and being the president's blue-eyed boy, Kenyatta is often seen as Kibaki's natural choice of a successor at State House. But is he?
Mwai Kibaki is a seasoned politician, although he has zero tolerance to politics. And when he looks, he can tell clearly that Uhuru Kenyatta is not a viable candidate. In fact, as he looks at it, I believe he is becoming persuaded that Uhuru Kenyatta is a cooked duck, given the fact that he might just be incarcerated. And if they issue warrants of arrest against him, it is over for him, basically. Supporting a candidate of our nature will not work.
In Kenyatta's absence, which other presidential hopeful would Kibaki likely turn to? There is a belief that he had a hand in the crafting of the United Democratic Forum, UDF, that is Deputy Prime Minister Musalia Mudavadi's new political home after ditching the orange.
We can record the following then, that we know whom Kibaki will not endorse, but we don't know whom he will endorse.
In the run-up to the 2002 presidential contest, Prime Minister Raila Odinga uttered the famous words Kibaki Tosha that propelled Kibaki's triumphant entry to State House at the expense of retired President Moi's project Uhuru Kenyatta. 10 years later, can Kibaki return the favor?
Mimi nikasema Kibaki tosha. Wakati nilisema Kibaki tosha, sikumjua Kibaki ni Mkikuyu. Sikujua. Lakini nilisema yeye anatosha. Kikuyu anatosha. Kikuyu anasema Kikuyu anatosha. Kwa nini mtu mwingine anasema ati Mjaluo hajatosha?
Kibaki will only say Raila tosha if he is cornered. He will not say Raila tosha in broad daylight when he's enjoying himself around State House. He will only say so if he is in a corner, and when he knows for a fact Raila will become president. So he will not even be torturing him He'll only be piggybacking on the Raila popularity, largely because he knows that zero option, this man will become president. I must buy political insurance with him now.
It's an issue that came up last Friday when the Prime Minister toured Kibaki's political backyard and addressed a public baraza at Ihururu Shopping Center in Nyeri County.
Kibaki ni rafiki yangu. Tumekuwa marafiki kabisa. Baadaye tulirudi, tulishindana 2007, baadaye tukarudi tukashikana pamoja. Simona tumenaendesha pamoja. Simnaona? Sinaendelea vizuri.
2 weeks ago, supporters of Vice President Kalonzo Musyoka nearly erupted in celebrations when the president hailed his deputy's leadership during a tour of Machakos County. They interpreted this for Kibaki's endorsement, only for the director of the Presidential Press Service to clarify that the president had not identified anybody as his preferred successor.
Na nadhani ni kama kupotewa na heshima kidogo. Ikiwa tutakuja mbele yako hapa, tuanze kungangania nani atakuridhi. Huwezi kuridhi rais akiwa kwa kiti.
In the event that Kibaki bites the bullet and declares the man or woman he prefers to succeed him, what form will that endorsement take? Will it be a direct endorsement, just like his predecessor did in 2002?
If Kibaki endorses somebody by sheer miracle or some magic, out of character completely, it will be done through proverbs. You know, those very vague, non-calculated calculations of Mwai Kibaki. And that is when it will take the form of, it won't be straightforward, categorically. Not the way Moi said, my preferred candidate is so-and-so, and asked him to stand up and wave the finger, no. But two, this endorsement will happen months before the election. It cannot happen early enough because Kibaki has to calculate.
And as various presidential hopefuls hold their breath for a Kibaki endorsement, how powerful will it be? Does it amount to inheritance of his political constituency? And will Kibaki's politics of silence throw off balance some of the presidential hopefuls?
On the scale of 1 to 10, in my view, the Kibaki endorsement is only about 1.5 or 2, which means that I have already amassed sufficient support, but I need just that little oomph to take me across the line. And Kibaki endorsing me will push me that way. That's the only way it will be valuable. But to try and make it the basis of your campaign is a total waste of time, in my view.
For now, it's all eyes and ears on President Mwai Kibaki as the mystery of the man or woman he prefers for that famous address along State House Road remains. Francis Gashori for the Kibakis Succession series.